Welcome to World Sports Betting Saturday morning show from myself, Alistair, and the rest of the team. Hope we found you well on this Saturday morning with jam-packed weekend of sports. And, well, we got one normal panellist missing. Mr. Lenton is living the life in Europe, so we have replaced him with Dom Zaki, and also Richard is in the back, and he'll take over from Dom a little bit later on. So let's welcome Dom the Bomb. Here to talk about Australian racing, Vodacom Durban, July, fields out, gallops are out. As a former trainer, how much do you think we could have read into those gallops on Thursday?
I don't think you can read a lot into the gallops, Alistair. It's, you know, the trainers are not going to get their horses fired up for that particular gallop. They're just doing their things in motion. They're just prepping, and they're not going to be burnt out in the gallop. They just, some horses will go half pace, some three-quarter pace.
Why do they do that? What's the reason to sort of get more interest in the race?
110 years of tradition.
Is that just purely tradition?
Pure tradition, yeah. And I don't think that as a trainer, it's more of a hassle to do it.
I'm sure it is, yeah.
To get your horses there, gallop them and
one
whatnot.
breakdown is not running.
Which one? Elusive Silver.
Silver, yeah.
Yeah, Elusive Silver's
Just
been stretched. But it's fantastic. It's very exciting, the July this year. It's a wide open race. But you know what? I'm sticking with my guns. I'm going with the 3Ls.
Yep. Okay. Well, we'll get more information on that in a moment. Speaking of tradition, Liam, British and Irish Lions, full of tradition, finally begins today. Can't wait for that.
It's been a big build-up, hasn't it? And of course, people on the Isles are talking about the tour of '71 and the series win they got then. It will be a tall order for them to go down this year and repeat that. I don't see that.
But they've improved though, haven't they, the Lions?
They absolutely have.
You know,
the big games they've played so far.
From being there and thinking got absolutely no chance, they're almost there.
And also they've had a few wobbles in midweek games, but the ones that have mattered, they've performed very well. The game against the Crusaders, last week against the Maori, they were outstanding. They will have to, I would imagine, bank on similar traits in this game. Sound defence, good kicking game, but almost everything to their game will have to fall into place for them to win.
Terry, your football club have hired the wrong man.
I thought he was the ex-Manchester City player. Yeah, you're right. But what is he, 46 years of age? He looks as if he's got a good background. I think when you look at Southampton, I know obviously it's the first team, that's the important. Obviously you've got to stay in the Premiership. But at the end of the day, we've got an outstanding academy. And they've got to encompass that with the way they want to do things and the way the club wants to do things. Ronald Koeman didn't want to know. Never wanted to know the academy, all the players there. He said they were all useless. So we've got to have somebody on there who's going to at least encourage and try and I mean, you can't put players in who aren't good enough. But there comes a stage where you've got to have a little bit of a go with them. We've got a great tradition of bringing young players through, and it's kept us afloat, to be honest with us, financially. So it looks as if they've taken that all into consideration. But at the end of the day, you know, you've got to be in the Premiership and you've got to be winning. And from a very disappointing home form last year where we couldn't score goals and, you know, the crowds were on the manager's back. Claude Puel, he never got a very good reception, particularly the last game where they booed him off. I didn't like to tell you, but I knew that he was going to be moved on, and that's exactly what they've done.
Didn't like to tell us.
Who is your new manager?
Yes, exactly. Mauricio Pellegrino. Is that right?
Sort of.
Close.
Where's he from?
Well, he's been coaching. He's Argentinian. He's been coaching in Spain. He's had one or two, and he's coached in Argentina. So he's got a bit of a background.
Can he speak English, this one?
Yes, he can. Very good English. Yeah.
Okay.
And that's the other thing that I was quite impressed with, the fact that he can speak English.
Yeah. Rod, speaking of the old Southampton manager that got booed off the field, did you ever get booed off the field?
Oh, many a time.
Yeah. You get booed out the offices sometimes.
That's just for being selected
every
as well.
day. Every day they boo me. Get out the studio. But yeah, big weekend of sport, isn't it? Very exciting. Last night's game, very good game of cricket, wasn't it? Really
I don't want to wind you up just yet. We'll talk about cricket a bit later on. So we'll get to Rod and find out what he thinks of that second T20 a bit later on. But first, let's talk about some specials that World Sports Betting have in order for us. The July deposit match special. So get 20% of all deposits up to 25,000 Rand matched in free bets. And it's peak season. Everyone's got an opinion on the Vodacom Durban July. There are plenty of other sports that World Sports Betting have on offer. So simply simply tick the opt-in box every time you make a deposit to claim your 20%. It is simple. I know Dom's got a World Sports Betting account that's doing overtime at the moment. There's July special prices as well. Get boosted prices on selected horses for the 2017 Durban July every day this week after the last local race. Visit worldsportsbetting.co.za. We'll chat to Richard a little bit more about those when he comes onto the show. Right, before we get into our Australian racing, I want to ask Dom about the Vodacom Durban July. You've already set up your stall that the 3-year-olds are for you with Edict of Nantes and Al Sahem, I assume. What about Horizon getting into the race now, the reserve, under the radar?
It's a dark horse. It's definitely got a small chance, but not for me. I think Al Sahem drawn 1 with 53.5 on its back is a huge runner. You know, it's everything's, all the ticks are going for Al Sahem. Edict of Nantes drawn 13. You mustn't think 13 is a bad draw. It's a very popular draw in the July. They get over quite easily, and there's a tussle for the lead early on. And you know, the horse that I think came under the radar is Black Arthur. You've got to watch that one. Yeah. And the Conglomerate.
Yeah, Conglomerate. I see it's Africa or something less than it had
kilo
last.
loss. Yeah. Less, yeah.
And drawn 3 instead of 20.
Yeah, absolutely.
So it's definitely a worthwhile chance in the July.
What do you think?
Those place bets, is that top 4? Is it?
Is it top 4 or 6?
4. Top 4 for World Sports Betting appraise.
Top 4 or 6, Ricky?
You can take either.
Take either.
Oh, there we go. So you got the option on World Sports Betting, but we'll find out more a little bit later on. I'll say him and Edict or not. To be fair, 5-1 the pair. There's some bookmakers that have it at 4-1. So World Sports Betting are giving an extra point for those two at the top of the boards. Rod, what do you like in the Vodacom Durban July? Do you like anything?
I do indeed. I said 2 or 3 years ago, and you guys all laughed at me.
Yeah, you did, I remember.
What did I say?
No, they all laughed at you.
But I liked last year's winner because I had that in the draw last year, the lucky draw.
No graft there.
No, but I got it, and I like it again because, like I said, the same weight of the older horses. That's probably the most fancied horse, in my opinion. And obviously, El Shahim, I've liked that for quite a while.
What's last year's winner's name?
Conglomerate.
Well done.
Do
you like anything, Terry?
Not really, no.
Liam, do you know what an Edict of Nantes is?
I know where it's from.
Nantes, yes.
Right prerogative.
That's not going to win this year's July.
I know.
It won a few years back.
89, I think.
All right, let's get into some racing in Australia so we can find out who Dom likes. Race 6 at Doomben is our first trip down under. And Dom, I know that, again, you've studied, you've printed out these pieces of paper, all the form a few days ago. What did you come up with?
Yeah, I watched a few good trials, and Religify is definitely the one to beat today, and I'm quite confident that this gelding is going to win today. It's number 1. It's Chris Waller, my favourite Australian trainer. He's a great trainer up in Oz. Hugh Bowman, jockey, great jockey, doing very well. And it's drawn a touch wide, but they say it's got enough pace to get over, and it's an informed horse. His form reads like this, Alistair. He's 1, he's run 6, then he's 1, he's run 6, and he's 1. So I hope he's not going to run 6 again. But
Well, get the money back.
yeah, we get our money back.
Get
And
your
it's,
money back, yeah.
and it's a half a million rand race in rands. And the next race is a 5 million rand race. The
You
one
joking?
5 million rands, yeah.
So what is the next race? Let's find out what you like in this 5 million rand race because it sounds quite important.
Yeah, I'm going for a filly called In Her Time. The jockey, I'm a bit suspect of J. Parr. Benjamin Smith's not a bad trainer up in Oz.
Yeah.
But I'm quite confident that we're gonna take the double. So the guys must get on today because not like last week I was touch and go, but this week I think we're going to go very close to 1.
Okay, actually, no, I'm going to quote what you said to me yesterday.
Okay.
10 out of 10 on this double. That's how confident you are.
I said the boys must get on.
Okay, there we go.
Last time he said that, what was it, 60-1 double?
It was, yeah.
Yeah.
Well done, Tom.
So the guys, if they haven't opened a World Sports betting account, it's time now to get it open and get involved.
Well, we are sticking them out because, Terry, you came in today and said, World Sports Betting are gone.
I've had the greatest run in this Confederations Cup. Can't believe. I gave you 4 last week, and they weren't all odds on. They were draws as well. In midweek, I phoned Rhino, and I said to him, "This is it for this week." On my article, Rhino, and they all 4 won, and they've all 4 gone in as well. So I'm in great form. May change a little bit this weekend because, you know, winning's not the be all. You know, for some of the teams, they can draw and still go through, but you still want to be finishing top of that log so that you got certainly who you're going to play in the next round in the semi-finals.
Rods, how's your form?
Not too bad. I did okay yesterday, tipping.
What about last week, the results?
Right, I think they've lost that.
Oh, they lost
hopefully,
the slide,
hopefully they'll lost
Actually,
that.
yeah, speaking of finding and
wasn't too
losing
good.
slides, you came here as well saying you tipped everything last week, but
No slides again.
no evidence, matey. No evidence. No one. If
There
you don't
is.
present a ticket, they can't pay you out.
You can, because the same four went on the World Sports Betting site. Get that right, World Sports Betting
It's
site.
a tough one, isn't
It
it?
is, very difficult.
Just go red lorry, yellow lorry a few times.
Yeah, no, thank you.
Your form also hasn't been too bad, Liam.
Up
Not
and
last
down.
week.
Matsuyama last week came good. He
Yes.
got a third place, but I fell flat in the rugby.
Yeah, rugby, because you went for the Maoris, see?
So did we all. Yeah,
Did you
we made
all?
a mistake. That's the upward
Yep.
curve of the lines, but we'll chat about all of that after the break. We're going to bid farewell to Dom. Dom, thanks very much for coming in. Enjoy your day, and we're shouting home Religify in her time.
Thanks, Alistair. Nice being here. And yeah, I'm super confident today.
There we go. Get on. Get on. Richard Tannis is going to take over from Dom after the next race from Australia. We'll find out more specials from World Sports Betting as we lead up to another big weekend full of sport.
This July, stand a chance to win an all-inclusive trip to the Melbourne Cup in Australia with the World Sports Betting July 6. Place any racing bet of 50 Rand or more before the 1st of July 2017 to enter. Great consolation prizes up for grabs. Predict the first 6 horses to cross the line in mid-July and win. Enter now at www.wsb.co.za. Terms and conditions apply. World Sports Betting. Bet with the best.
He's back in grade, a dead set improver here. He'll appreciate getting back to a mile.
3 is man of his word for Bruce Hill and Jeff Lloyd.
Yeah, a bit unlucky last time out, tangled up behind the ruck. You know, a good speed on will suit him and a small field as well. He needs room to wind up.
Yeah, no luck as you said, but this race does look set up for him well.
Number 4, El Lou. Connections notifying stewards to be ridden more forward. Waller and McAvoy.
Well, that's right. She got a bit far back last time out. She still finished in 5th position behind Religify, but she needs to be closer to be able to, you know, be within striking distance.
Yeah, she's got good form, but the facts are that she's never won on a dry track. 13 starts for a second and a third on dry tracks.
Payroll number 5 for Richard Lamming and Jim Byrne.
Well, it was a brilliant ride by Damien Oliver last time out, but she's got plenty of upside to her, and she's a mare hitting form at the right time.
Yeah, got the job done. This track and distance last time, second up. Can't see her not improving again.
6 is Double Impact. Jackie Crompton and Tegan Harrison.
He's a rising 9-year-old, this horse, but he's racing really consistently, and he'll be on the speed, and he gives you a good run for your money.
Yeah, he's been big odds of late and running well. There's more depth here, though.
The 8 is Pindan Pearl. Tony Gollan, Robbie Frad.
Gets a nice run from that soft draw barrier 1, but I think she's sort of, you know, in a grade that hurts.
Yeah, a bit better behind payroll last time, but still needs further improvement.
Sagaro, number 9. Toby Edmonds and Tommy Berry jumps on today.
Yeah, she's a knockout chance. She was pretty good last time out in the Dane Ripper, and she's strip fitter now.
Yeah, good record at this track and distance. Has looked gross in 2 runs back. I think she's worth a spec.
The Darren Weir galloper is 10. I'll Fly Away. Michael Carl.
Yeah, a bit unwanted last time out, but I thought ran a respectable race in the Wayne Wilson, and, you know, only beaten 2.5 lengths and in on the minimum here.
I think she's ready to win. I just want her probably a little bit further on a wet track, but if she goes to Sunshine Coast or somewhere, look out for her.
And 11 Regali, Dan Bagor, Tiff Brooker.
Loves a dry track. I'd suggest he could be out of his grade here, though.
Yeah, I agree. He's a bit of a hothead in the yard as well.
Okay, let's go to Chantel with Jeff Lloyd. He's been riding Sagaron and he's also been riding Man of His Word. He sticks with Man of His Word here, Chantel.
He does stick with Man of His Word. Jeff, a little bit unlucky last start.
Very unlucky. Yeah, he's one of those horses that you can't peel him wide because then he runs off the track. He gets on one rein, so you've got to ride him close to the fence and ride for cover and then look for splits. And if they come, he's very good. But he's just that type of horse. You've got to ride him like that.
So you need a lot of luck, basically.
Yeah, we do. It's suited with the speed to Religify. It should open him up a bit, and hopefully you get a bit of luck.
Good luck.
Thanks.
Okay, Duff, what do you like?
9123. I'm going to spec this at 20-1 here, Sagarone. I just wish she would have had a little bit harder run the other day. She just got held up and never had the blowout that I wanted her to have, but I still think this has been a target race with her. She won a mile at Doomben here, third up last prep. I think Religify's the danger, number one. Obviously, we keep talking about it. He loves to dominate, and if he can get across Double Impact, the race could be his. Hofgarden, I feel this is a target race for him as well, and man of his word, as Jeff said, he just waiting to pegging through, way through the field there late, and will be finishing off. Good little contest, 9123.
Yeah, I'm sticking with Hofgarten here. I think it's a nice drop back in class for him. He can get a good bit of confidence up on the speed with not too many crowded around him here either. 2 to beat 1, Religify. He's been absolutely super this year in Queensland. 3, man of his word. A small field plays into his hands here, and the 5, payroll, 2135.
Loading in here, let's go to Nick Quinn for a market update.
Yeah, Religify has been the best backed, was well backed when a third elect when markets open. The money has continued, now all the rage at 280 from man of his word 5. Hofgarden's been popular, now a $6 chance and on the third line of betting, and Saragon Duff's on top selection a $31 chance, but punters are with Religify to continue his winning form since coming up to Queensland.
The JH Mum Open Quality over the mile. This is at listed level. Here's Josh for race 6.
Religify and I'll Fly Away to move in. Righto, thank you, Greg. 5 to come up. Lou Regali are about to move in, and I'll Fly Away, Sagaron, Religify to complete the line. So 270 Religify, the warm favourite. 540 man of his word. Hofgarten at 660. Good push, Lou's in a 1.5 on the QOP. 750 on the tote. Payroll's been a drifter. 720 on the U-bet. Now, Sagaron's about to come up, and Religify will complete the line. No doubt he'll be going forward, Double Impact. That looks the map here as Religify completes the line. And we can stand by for the mum. Favourite's got the outside here, Religify for Bowman. So stand by at the mile. They've all moved in, red light turned on. Stand by. Gates open, racing. Pindan Pearl down on the inside, away sweetly. Double Impact and Hofgarten likewise, and Religify's making his way over. Handy Regali inside, man of his word from Payroll. Lou, Sagaron, and I'll Fly Away. Double Impact's in front, but quickly now Religify goes up into second, back to third, Pindan Pearl. Fourth, Hofgarten, fifth, Regali. A length and a half to man of his word. 3/4 Payroll. 1 length away to Lou. 3 lengths second last, the inside as I'll Fly Away. And Sagaron, she's last, about 12 lengths off Double Impact. Religify is second, 2 lengths away third, Pindan Pearl. Fourth, Hofgarten. 3 or 4 lengths away, Regali. A length and a half, man of his word from Payroll. Lou, 3 lengths, Sagaron on the outside of I'll Fly Away. Well, Religify's moved up on the outside of Double Impact, and the favourites hit the front at the halfway juncture. 800 metres left to go on the mum. Religify now by 2 lengths, Double Impact, and 2.5 away third is Pindan Pearl from Hofgarten, Regali. A length and a half to man of his word on the outside of Payroll from Lou. 3 lengths, Sagaron on the outside of I'll Fly Away. Religify at the 550 by about 3/4 here to Double Impact. 2 lengths away third, Regali. Pindan Pearl on the outside from Hofgarten, Payroll, man of his word, Lou. I'll Fly Away, Sagaron. 350 from the judge. Religify, Bowman put the foot to the floor, led by 3 lengths. Regali goes to second. Pindan Pearl's on the outside from Payroll and Double Impact. Religify at the furlong marker, about 3 lengths in front. Late is Payroll on the outside. Pindan Pearl, a man of his word, is running home, but Religify's in front near the line, and Religify got the job done, won it by 1.25 from Payroll, man of his word, Pindan Pearl. Next then was I'll Fly Away from Lou, Regali, third last Hofgarten from Sagaron, and Double Impact the last one.
He's absolutely run them into the ground. Religify. It was Double Impact who took up the lead, but Huey just kept pressing on, put more pressure on, took over, took off, and has won very comfortably again. Religify first. That is his 13th career win, and all 13 have come on good tracks. Yeah.
So breakfast is on Dom Zaki. That's the first half of the double done, and I know that he backed it on the nose as well. Religify winning that 6th race at Doomben. Now it's time for the one bit later on, which we'll catch up with in her time, coming up in about half an hour from now. Right, coming up right now is Ricky Tannis. Ricky, nice to see you again, all the way from World Sports Betting. Nice of you to join us. We thought you were going to do us a dirty and not pitch up, but well played.
No, I broke a few laws on the way here, feeding laws, but I managed to make it in time.
It seems to be something for people that sit on that couch, because Liam's got a history of busting a gut.
Of what?
Of busting a gut to get you and breaking records to get you.
And the other guy?
Gary Lenton.
Yeah.
How many accidents he's caused up that road, getting here on time on a Saturday morning.
Yeah, he said no one should walk their dog on this road on a Saturday morning.
Hey, Gary.
He keeps the emergency services on their toes.
Right. Do you walk your dogs on this road, Terry?
No, I don't. No, in the park, matey, every morning.
Do you still walk them?
Yeah, oh yeah.
How old are those dogs?
One's 21, the other one's 25.
So it's a slow walk, isn't it?
Keeps you in my pace.
Okay.
No, every morning, matey. Yep.
Yes?
Every morning.
Still?
It's lovely, yeah.
Yeah, okay. Do they come to the golf course with you?
No.
You still play golf?
Yeah.
Yes.
Gee, matey, twice a week.
Damn. Still taking the prize.
Playing well, yeah. Playing well.
Is the extension coming on to fit him in?
All right, let's chat about what other specials World Sports Betting have, and Ricky can take us through all of these. We've spoken about 2 of them, but let's just remind you what we've already spoken about. So, Ricky, what is this? I'm a tycoon. I've got 25,000 Rand. What are you going to do with me?
You just deposit your 25,000 Rand in your account.
Or more. I can put in 26,000 if I want.
If you well, look, the special is limited up to deposits of 25,000.
Okay.
So you can only get up to 5,000 free bets. But if you want to make cumulative deposits, if you want to put 1,000 Rand, 2,000 Rand every time, you'll get that 20%
lovely
bonus up to
25.
up to your deposits of 25,000. You just got to, there's a little box where you tick opt in, and it will automatically credit your deposit for you.
Brilliant, that's wonderful. Now,
bonus.
what about these specials in Vodacom Durban July horses? Now, I'm sitting around after the last local race and I like a bit of Al Sahem. What's going to happen to me?
Well, you've got to wait for when that one's boosted, but every day after the local races, they'll decide which horses they're going to boost the prices of. And that's why everyone's got to keep a lookout for their horse, so that they can wait for the price to be boosted and then get on.
Okay, so I can sit there tonight, I can watch the rugby, and I can also check my July betting and wait for the boost to come.
Yes, exactly.
Okay, so that's how that one works. Later on tonight is the Nedbank Cup final, and Terry, you better have an opinion. You'd better
Well, I have. Yeah, I've got a very good opinion.
Draw?
Yeah, exactly right. Yeah, it'd be a draw.
Well, then you're in line for this. Back any team to win the 2017 Nedbank Cup final in 90 minutes, and should your bet lose in a penalty shootout, which has got to be
That's
allowed.
good. Yeah, and you get your fun, get your free. Yeah, very, very good.
A lot of these,
And your free bets.
finals end in penalty shootouts, don't they, Liam? You and I were actually talking about it a few months ago.
I don't know why they just start with the penalty shootout and get it over and done with.
See, they might be changing that, the penalties, Take one, then the other side
the
take
order,
2,
yeah,
the order,
yeah.
Do you think that'll work?
The team that goes second have always been at the disadvantage. That's why they want to.
That's right.
Why is that? Why would it be?
There's
Well,
more pressure on the
like
second
tennis,
guy.
isn't it? You know
Yeah.
your tennis when you go to the tie break?
Yes, 1, then 2,
One,
then
then
2.
two, then one.
Yes, okay. And then later on today is the third test between the Springboks and France. So back any player to score the first try and get double your winnings and free bet should your selection go on and win and score the second try in the match. So, Ricky, let me get this right. If I back Sio Khaleesi to score the first try and he does that, I get my money, and then he goes and scores the second try, I get my money again. Is that right?
If they score the second try, you'll get your money back in free. Your first one has to lose.
I see.
To qualify.
Okay, so if I back Sio Khaleesi and
he scores the second try,
and Alton Yankee scores the
back.
Okay.
Ricky, how long do your people sit during the week to write out these and get them? Jeez.
There was one promotion that if you had looked on the sites, a lot of people might have missed. There was a promotion where you get your money back in free bets if the team that you chose in last night's T20 lost by 5 runs or less.
Really?
And South Africa won by 3 runs.
Yeah, so if you had backed England, you would have got your money back.
You guys are you and your brother, very generous people, aren't you?
Well, you've got to give back as well.
Very good.
You know, I know firsthand
But,
how
we
good they
want
can
people
be.
to keep a lookout for specials, and there's some that just pop up in the week as well. So if you just go to the site, look for your promotions during
What's
the week.
funny about that?
Well, everything keeps popping up here, and I'm thinking,
Rod, what are
sit
you
there
doing?
all week? Yeah, absolutely. Must be thinking all these various bets. They're absolutely brilliant.
Is it just the specials that are popping up?
Yeah, I hope so.
Okay, right, let's talk about rugby now, and we're going to chat about the game that was played a few hours ago between Fiji and Scotland. Liam?
I didn't watch. It was my way here.
But, well done. To take a while to get you.
Did too.
Yes. Fiji beat Scotland. Scotland beat Australia a week ago. What is going on?
And Australia beat Fiji the week before.
So what is going on?
It is a bit of madness, isn't it? I didn't see that coming. I would have thought Scotland would be at least 12, 14 points better off. But clearly, the Fijians got up for this one.
And Scotland was 1-4.
Unbelievable. And what price were Fiji? Must have been 4.
What was the spread? What was it? Was there a spread there?
Yeah, I can't remember what the spread was, but 1-4, I know that was their starting price. And Scotland's actually rated above us in the world rankings at the moment, above South Africa, so I can't believe they lost.
I suspect that after the win against the Wallabies last week...
Oh, was it? They had a good week, I would have thought. Yeah, so would I.
The next game became less important.
Yeah. You'll be glad to know, Rod, that Australia are busy playing Italy.
Are they? Don't
Yes.
tell me they're getting beat by those guys.
No, 7-3 up.
Sure.
And I think
You
Michael,
can't see the screen.
Well,
so
I can.
7-3, matey.
Jeez, how about Italy? They got beat by Fiji. Who beat them? No.
No, they've been on a very poor run the
Yeah,
last
who beat them
few
last week?
seasons.
Argentina,
very,
was it?
very, very poor.
Oh, Argentina lost to England.
To
did
England,
they?
too.
No, Fiji, didn't they beat them last week?
Did they?
Italy, didn't they? Didn't they?
Didn't they?
I haven't got a clue.
Run Anthony?
All right, well, they lost
Anyway.
to somebody. Right, now,
Well,
we
they
want to
did.
talk about
Yeah.
the first test between the British and Irish Lions
Yeah.
and New Zealand. Ricky, how much activity has been seen on the British and Irish Lions tour down to the land of the long white cloud?
There's a lot of activity on it. Obviously, I mean, everyone's taking bets. I honestly thought last week that the Maori would beat them.
Yeah.
The Maori played absolutely terribly, and I don't know how they managed to get those 10 points. I think it was
I have a
just by luck.
theory. I think when you look at that haka, there's so much that went into that, they forgot about the game.
Burnt out.
Yeah.
Yeah.
The haka they performed before
So
that game
hyped
just
up.
went on forever. It was impressive, but couldn't have it.
But the Lions have improved. Let's give them credit. I mean,
Yeah.
the first game we wrote them off. They played an amateur semi-professional side, and then the next week they got a hiding, so everyone said that's it, they're gone. But be fair to Gatlin.
In the vaguely important games,
Yes.
the one against the Crusaders, the one against the Maori, they pitched up. They were superb. They defended like demons. Had a good kicking game, and
Can
well done
they?
to them.
We chatted before the show, and if you're playing New Zealand, you told me the conditions are overcast, rainy, so it's not great for rugby. It's going
Which
to
is
be about
standard, I
minus
suppose,
4
yeah.
degrees or something, isn't it?
I think it was maximum was about 14 today. I think. It was.
Okay, and then
What about the spread then? 10.5.
Look, New Zealand demolished Samoa last week. Then Samoa played Wales, and it was a very close game. And Wales is a good team. So I think that spread, I would definitely take the minus. And it was a minus 11.5. Now it's gone to 10.5. I think it's a magnificent bet to take.
Liam, what do you think of the Lions' selection, though? Farrell at 10, Teo at 12, and Halfpenny on the bench.
It's an interesting one, and of course Williams at fullback with Halfpenny on the bench. It clearly shows that they've got some aspirations, to go with a ball-in-hand approach. Farrell, obviously, it was a question of where he would play 10 or 12, and they've got him at 10, which means he's got the added responsibility. My fear for them is I hope that they don't try and go toe-to-toe with the All Blacks in terms of a ball-in-hand approach, because then they'll get run off their feet. They need to stick to what's worked for them so far in the games that they've won, and that they don't get caught between two stools, Rod, in terms of their game plan.
What does that mean?
I don't know. Ask Terry Eddie's check last week. How's yours still?
Yeah, very good.
All right.
Yep.
Okay, well, that's relieving to know. Okay, so
Very
I think
relieved,
we
yeah.
all agree that New Zealand are going to win. So, Liam, give us a prediction.
I think because of conditions, I think because of there is a certain resilience in that side. I think Gatland, in terms of his forwards, probably got it right. So I think it'll be tight, and I think the Lions will beat the spread.
Ricky? Yeah.
Sorry, go Ricky. Sorry.
I'm going to go New Zealand to win by 15. I say like a 32-17 sort of game. I think the Lions will get some points. They got guys who can kick the ball magnificently. They're going to have to rely on
All of us are
penalties
still
and
trying to work out
32
32 minus 17 is actually 15.
Okay, I worked it out for you, don't worry.
Brain of a bookmaker. Yeah, what were you going to say?
I was going to say, if New Zealand get off to a flight, let's say they score 2 or 3 tries, which which they can do, because their counter-attacking is fantastic.
It's game over.
No, but then what? Yeah, exactly. Can they score enough points? Have the British and Irish Lions got enough ability to go and score points?
I think they need to start well. In fact, I think one of my best bets is that the scores might actually be deadlocked at half-time. But I think it's a non-negotiable. They will have to start well. If they suddenly go 10 points behind inside the first 10 minutes, are they dead in the water?
Yeah.
No question.
Because they'll have to try and play a game they don't want to play,
Absolutely.
which will obviously loosen it up and we'll see.
And the All Blacks have a certain flexibility about their game as
Yeah.
well. So if they need to keep them at arm's length, they're quite happy to do that.
Why don't they have a British and Irish Lions soccer team?
Well, they
Good
need
question.
to. To be fair, to be competitive, you'd need to do that, wouldn't you?
You're talking about a soccer team.
I'm talking about England's soccer team.
Well, England, Scotland, Wales or Ireland. I mean,
most
whichever.
of them are just
Northern
from
Ireland, by
England
the way.
anyway.
Well, they'd still need to be good
The
enough to
trouble
make
is,
the last
if
16.
you combine them, that means you lose your identity as a nation.
Yeah, but at least you'd be competitive.
Yeah,
then.
but it doesn't matter. How many,
Well, you have lost your identity.
How many teams have won the World Cup?
They'll have Gareth Bale.
Yeah, we'll have
Isn't that why you had Brexit? You can say
Yeah,
I was going to say. Yeah. Right, on to the third test between South Africa and France, just down the road at Ellis Park. Are you going to this, Liam?
I have to, Alistair.
Oh, part of the job.
Duty calls, yeah.
Okay, well, how impressed were you with the box last week?
They were very good. France again failed to pitch with a much improved side in terms of the players, the personnel they put out. But they were disappointing. I mean, obviously they scored that try quite early, but after that, it was one-way traffic until early in the second half when France had like 10 minutes of dominance, but had nothing to show for it. So they've been very unimaginative as far as I'm concerned in terms of the attack. And they will, they'll fire a few shots this afternoon in dry conditions. They've been doing their build-up in Durban for most of the week, but that shouldn't be an issue. France famously in 2001 had spent the entire week in Cape Town, flew up on the Friday morning, and they beat the pants off the box the next day. So I don't think the altitude will be necessarily an issue.
You guys must hate it when South Africa win, because everyone has a sentimental bet on no home side, don't they?
Yeah, it's like a war in your head kind of thing, You want South Africa to win, but pockets a bit empty afterwards if they do.
Sure it is. How impressed have you? You're the most anti-South African person I've ever come across.
I think he is.
Yes.
You're unbelievable. You jump on any moving boat. You jump on that side, then you jump on that side.
I think you are.
Why?
I don't know why. Why are you?
I'm not. I'm not. I thought they played really well last week. I'm so happy they're playing. You're unbelievable. Why don't you tell them what you say off air? So I thought they played well, and I think Jesse Kriel back, Hokart in the side as well.
Well done.
Yes, you can't have got
done,
those.
lady.
Oh, you followed the game, Jesse Kriel, I like him. I think he's a top-class player. I think he's going to develop in one of the top centres going around. I don't know if I'm being offsides there.
You said during Super Rugby he was rubbish.
Hi, matey.
You said he
Hey,
hasn't
oi.
pitched.
I didn't say that's your saying, isn't it?
Yeah.
No, I think they're a good side. They're playing well now. Look, they're playing France, and it's hard to judge where they are in the pecking order at the moment. But at least they're playing a game that's exciting. It's good to watch. I mean, I was down at the sale last week in the tent, and everyone was going mad. It was fantastic. And by the way, your man Brahm, said, "Why don't you go and buy a pair of shoes?"
Is that what he said?
Yeah.
Come on, Bram.
No. He was down there, Techie Town, the boys. Yeah.
We had a few winners yesterday. Now's the time to ask nicely.
Really?
Good mood, yeah.
And to be fair to the Boks, I mean, the first two wins, it has actually brought out a bit of excitement. They've sold more than 50,000 tickets for Ellis Park.
Really?
So it'll be close to a full house. It won't be a full house, I don't think, but it'll be very close. So, folks are rallying behind the team again, which is fantastic.
Go buy a ticket, Rod.
Hey, I'm going to the game park, mate.
A game? He's off for
What?
games.
Jeez.
There's must something going on up there.
Where are you staying this time?
I'm not going to give him a plug because I'm paying, but it's Black Rhino. I'll give him a plug. Black Rhino at in the Pilanesberg. So off there.
Again?
Yeah, mate. You got to get up there. Well, you only live once. You got to get out there and see the nature and the animals. You hate it.
No, I don't
You
hate
do.
it, but I've
When
seen
we
it
went to
once.
that one in
What do I want
PE?
to see it again for?
The dirt track.
Where? No, we went to Shamwari
With
that
Shamwari,
time.
maybe.
We actually stayed, I think, in the same one where Tiger Woods proposed to his...
Exactly right.
Yeah, we stayed in
Exactly
that
right.
chalet.
Yeah. He proposed to
Bad
me.
luck.
Yeah, it didn't
bad
work
luck.
out too well, did it? No.
Who did he propose to? His wife, his mistress, his other mistress?
No, it was the wife.
same place,
Yeah, it
yeah.
was, yeah. What? No, it was his wife.
What a nice place.
Yeah, it was lovely, isn't it?
Oh.
So we were offered our own car. Come on, guys, we'll take you out, just Terry, Neil and yourself. So what are these two? No, we want to sit in the jacuzzi, that little pool out the side there,
Great, well.
having a beer or something.
What a terrible thought that is. You three in a jacuzzi.
Yeah, not much.
Well, it wasn't a jacuzzi, it was a splash pool.
Well, it was when he jumped in.
The poor geezer who goes in after it.
That was very sharp. Very sharp. Right, where are we off to now? Argentina against Georgia. The reason why I want to talk about this, Liam, is Southern Hemisphere rugby. Take New Zealand out of it. New Zealand are going to trot up in the Rugby Championship. Australia, struggling along so far this winter. South Africa, fine, they're on an upward curve, but I don't think they're quite at New Zealand's level. And Argentina last weekend, we were expected to give England a bit of a go, and they fell short.
They did in the first test as well. I mean, they played very well, but then they made some silly errors. And England obviously is a very well-organised side, and they punished them with those mistakes. And that's basically how they won that series. It was a very good series, by the way. The quality of rugby was quite high. But Argentina have been on a poor run. Their last win came against the Springboks in Salta last year. And if you look at their fixture list, obviously since then, you'd have expected them to win a couple of those games, and they've been well off the pace. I think their rugby, if you look at when they were introduced into rugby championships, there's a lot of excitement. They've actually played quite well, but they've gone backwards, certainly in the last 18 months, there's no question. Against the Georgian side, I have to say that they've actually put together some fantastic results. They won in Canada, they won in the States 2 weeks ago. And obviously they're doing this tour of the Americas so they can make a clean sweep if they win against Argentina, but of course that I don't think will happen.
Terry, when Georgia comes up, what's the first thing on your mind?
Exactly.
The Masters.
Yeah.
Oh, good one.
Yeah.
Who's saying that, by the way?
What?
Georgia on my mind.
Good question. Georgia on my mind. Come on, you're in the team.
Sorry?
You're the expert quiz guy
team,
here.
yeah.
I was asking you. Oh, pressure now.
Yeah, I'll come back to you.
Okay. You don't have too
He's
long.
actually singing it. Not Ray Charles, no.
Those aren't the words.
Maybe Ray Charles.
Oh, I hope you guys are wrong.
No, probably
that's a bit of a stab in the dark, but I'll go with Ray Charles.
Ray Charles it is.
There you are. Thank you. Again, another winner.
Experience.
I think that one went over his head, I think.
Which one?
It was a bit of a stab in the dark, but it was still right.
Yeah, he did. Trousseau. Well, that was a shot in the dark, wasn't it?
Yeah.
Trousseau.
No, that was Stevie Wonder. He sang that.
Come on, matey.
That record, it's got to be the biggest record in the world. 36 wins at home, undefeated at Eden Park.
George in my mind.
No, not Ray, no, he didn't play.
What record? Ray Charles record?
No, not that record. I'm talking about a sporting record.
We were talking about Ray Charles. His record.
Yeah, but it's
Then you said it must be the... What are you talking about now?
He meant to say
Are you
album.
with us?
I'm talking about the All Blacks record, undefeated in 30.
How did we get back onto the All
we get
Blacks?
You guys stalled, and I was looking at something. I just
made Ray
think
Just
Charles
because
All
we
Black.
said Ray Charles, now
Yeah,
you're talking
Ray
about the All
Charles.
Blacks.
That's
I mean,
sort of
jeez.
triggered it.
I got that one.
Okay.
Get that one.
I did.
Longest running record in the world must be?
Not necessarily, but it is an
Stairway
impressive
to
one.
Heaven is.
No,
Yeah.
I'm talking sport now.
Billboard charts, isn't it? But,
36 wins, that's a lot, eh? Hard
It
to
is.
beat that. That's the fortress.
They've had a few close shaves. I mean, France almost beat them in the World Cup final. I think they were very lucky to win that in 2011. Thanks, Craig Jouet. But you have to sort of doff your cap to them. I mean, that's a fortress for them. If they play at Eden Park, there is almost no chance of you winning.
That's a banker for you, I think, New Zealand.
I think so.
Just
Yeah.
throw it in any...
How many people, I mean, from a professional punter's point of view, the big players, the really, really big guys with big money, 1 to 4 is their price. They're not afraid of a small return, so to speak, are they?
Oh, it's better than what you're going to get in a bank if you put your money in.
Yeah.
Yeah.
400,000.
25% a day.
Yeah, 100,000.
So
it's
it's
money.
worth it.
Yeah.
But look, it is a bit of a risk with against the Lions, but I, like we're talking about records and stuff, I don't see how they can lose this match. They got such a side that gels so well together. I mean,
Yeah, no, they will be difficult to beat. There's no doubt about that. That's rugby pretty much done and dusted. We're now going to move on to cricket. Right, Rod, 3, 2, 1, go.
Well, what do you want to ask me? What do you want to
Just
talk about? You want to
talk
talk about
about-
the women's tournament
in the
coming
ball.
up? World
Actually,
Championship?
I think what we can talk about is the upcoming tour of Zimbabwe to Sri Lanka.
I've already tuned in, recording it.
All right, let's go back
No.
to last night's
Yeah,
game.
great game,
South Africa
hey?
got out of jail because they never looked like winning until the last 5 overs.
They've been disappointing with their batting in both games, haven't they? I mean, they really, that ground, they were saying last night, it's probably the size of St George's
It is.
Park. It's quite a
Tiny.
small ground. I haven't played
Tiny.
there, Terry, is it?
Taunton.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, the guys were hitting it miles over the boundary. So they were saying at the start of the game...
Both of them, Viv Richards, that's why they picked up.
And
all
Garner
those.
used to play there as well. That's right.
And Jimmy Cook filled his boots
Jimmy
there
Cook.
3
Oh,
seasons.
he didn't play there.
He played for Somerset.
No,
That's
didn't,
Taunton.
Didn't he play for Somerset?
He played for Somerset.
Yeah,
I thought he played...
Well
okay,
done.
sorry.
Well done.
He got 2,000 runs in a season down there. didn't he?
Absolutely, yeah.
He scored half of them before the end of May.
Brilliant. He was.
He was cooking.
Can I go back to...
Yeah, carry on, mate.
Is it all right?
Taunton.
I think they've been lacking in the batting. They've been disappointing. Their par score, they said last night, 192, 100 seems to be a par. Will they get 170? Why are you smiling at me?
No.
What, do you think I'm going to have a go?
No, I don't. I just thought I said something funny, and the only person who kind of chuckled was Liam.
Why?
Just carry on.
With their tummy upset.
He was cooking.
So, yeah, they've been a little bit disappointing. But, to be fair, if AB de Villiers, you looked at that first game that they lost, all right? He was never going to...
Hammered.
Yeah, but they were never going to win with that side. If you looked at the bowling attack before that game started, they could never win that game. And then Parnell, okay, didn't have a great game, but I felt a bit sorry for him, and I'll tell you why. Because the field that AB set, because they only got 140 runs, for a left arm over the wicket bowler was almost impossible to bowl to. Almost, because he had to bowl so darn straight that every time, and as you know, the guys are so good off their hips. It was really hard Parnell. So I don't think he's had a good...
Are you saying Abe's a poor captain?
No, he had to captain to 140 runs. So that was the difference, wasn't it? As he said, if they had 170, he could have gone and about it a bit different. But last night, I take my hat off to them. They really fought hard. The bowlers they brought back in had a chance. It was a totally different side. But once again, South Africa just not getting their batting right. Is it John Smuts?
Yes.
You okay? Good name, that, isn't it? Imagine saying that after 10 beers. You wouldn't...
John Smuts, John
Smuts. Yeah, no, it'd be interesting to get a few variations. But he was good. He got out there and got them off to a decent start. I think their side's starting to click, but now with Faf coming home, is he going to play the first test? That's going to be interesting. On the game on Sunday, I mean, these T20s, you can toss a coin, and I don't know how you guys price them up now.
They actually do before.
Hey?
Yeah.
They do what?
They actually do toss a coin before.
Yeah, well, it's a toss of a coin on the game. I mean,
The
how
thing
do
is,
you
both
price
sides-
up a game like
thing
that?
is, well, you're right, because both sides are making changes. I don't follow English cricket that close, because...
You haven't got a television?
but, you know, the county game, but I've never heard of some of those players.
Simon Harmer took a 7 for yesterday.
Did he?
Filled his boots, yeah.
But I've never heard of some
Well,
of
those
those
two young spinners
Well,
they brought into the
they're
first.
from Hampshire, I
Very
knew
good,
those.
eh?
They're
Very
like
good.
counties.
That Crane guy.
The leg spinner. Very good. Nice action, eh? Nice and high, right over the top. He looks good.
But I mean, they're bringing... The whole squad are going to get a game.
Yeah.
So they're going to make changes again for the Sunday's game.
Well, T20 cricket's for the youngsters, isn't it?
Yeah,
That's where they... I mean, one of those spinners, like, which one was it? 2 or 3 months ago was playing in the B-side county, and now he's in the England side. Was it Crane, was it? I mean, he looked impressive. But that's what T20's all about. It's exciting. It's a good game to watch. I mean, I watched every ball last night. But,
so did I.
You know, but after that last glass of red, I didn't see the result.
Did you watch every ball, Alistair?
I watched most balls.
No, it was very good. It was a good game, eh? It was a good game of cricket.
So
Crowd
the
enjoyed
10 overs with England batting, they were 5-1, and South Africa were 5-1 to win that game in play.
Well, because they were, 100 off 11 overs, weren't they? They were trotting up.
In running is the greatest thing in the world.
Especially with T20, because it just, you can...
How do you find that? Are people coming in and taking odds like that?
Cricket, they love it. Because it's a fast result, I mean...
But in running, they're coming in all the time and changing,
it,
covering, putting their strategies in?
Yeah, they love it. And last night it was nice to watch. Yeah. And AB de Villiers, I think in that first one, was just working his way back into form, because the Champions Trophy was a disaster for him.
Yes.
And
must have been good for you, bloke. She must have made rockets.
He's always a good bet to be the top South African batsman, because I mean last night he played well and he scored.
He's
quickly.
a good player.
Yeah, he goes very early, or he goes on kicks on.
But I think he's back in form now, so I think he's.
He's only playing one more
What
game
about
this
the
year.
captaincy position, though? Because did you read the article in your, I think it was your paper, or one of the papers?
Are you sure it was my paper?
Yeah, I'm sure.
What about the captaincy?
Well, what about him?
I don't think he should be the captain, by the way. I think there are better options elsewhere. I think he should focus on his batting.
I think he should focus on playing for his country, but that's just my opinion. So that's cricket pretty much done and dusted. The SAA side are battling away in their game.
What were they, 29 for 4?
29 for 4, but 350 to win.
They're gone.
They're not going to win against the county side. And there are a lot of Proteas players in there. Timber Bavuma is still in there, you'll be glad to know.
Has he went off the square yet?
I think he's on 19.
What, off 110 balls?
Oi, come on, cut him some
I'm
slack.
just saying. Eh?
Nothing.
Well, that's true, isn't it? Test cricket, fine. Limited over. This is a 4-day game, isn't it?
Yes. Right, Confederations Cup, Terry. They've only played, what, 6 games in the Confederations Cup. You said you're 12 out of 12.
I'm 12 out of 12. Incredible.
12 games.
Hey, 12 out of 12, matey. Ask the boys.
Terry predicted even the results by first half and second half. That's why he's saying 12.
There we are.
Yeah.
Just
Gets
shows
him
you.
spot on.
Brilliant.
Spot on, matey. But
Okay,
anyhow,
well,
gets
come
a
on.
little bit more difficult. I've gone for the draw here, 9-4.
I agree with Terry.
Yeah.
Draw.
They only need a draw.
Yeah, they do. Yeah, that's what I'm trying to explain to these idiots. That, you don't have to win. They could actually lose. And if the other results, they could still go through. So I've gone for the draw here. Russia at home, I still think they're going to get a bit of a home flavour from the referee. I mean, imagine Russia and not getting through to a semi-final. I mean, that's
Well, Vlad be at the game.
it could well be, couldn't it? Yeah.
Do you know who he's talking about?
Yes, Putin.
Put it where?
Putin, put him. Yeah, I like to put him somewhere. Quite right. But anyhow, you're getting off the swap. This is big business, mate. And
does anyone ever follow what he says on the blog?
Yes, they take the opposites.
do they?
No, they do.
I mean, Portugal. I mean, regardless, I'm not sure if he'd even play Ronaldo. I mean, New Zealand. They did improve the first game. It was the worst international performance I think I've ever seen.
Against Russia?
Against Russia. I mean, they were so bad. They did improve in the next game, to be fair. They went 1-0 up and eventually got beat 2-1. But, you know, Portugal, whoever they play, has to win that game.
What's going on? Anyone who played for Real Madrid in a 3-year period...
Well, they've done their dough, haven't they? They've done their taxes. They're all being charged. I see even Modric's being done in, where is it now? Where's he from now again? Croatia. They're charging him now for 2.3 evasion of taxes. So it's all happened. Spain are having a right go, aren't they?
Sure, but they need the money. I mean, how's
they
that
do.
economy?
Their economy's absolutely rock bottom. You're absolutely right. That's why they're doing it. You're dead right. Yeah.
Well, you've got something right. Who's
Yes.
an idiot now?
You. Yeah. Carry on.
All right, next game. I've got a theory about Chile.
Cool.
Terry,
Then. Yeah.
I think in a year from now in the World Cup, when this really matters,
Well, we do say that.
they can win it.
I've said that for the last...
Win the World Cup.
They can
I've
win
said
next
that
year's
for the-
World
I've
Cup.
said that for the last couple of years, and they've just been slightly disappointed when it's come to the big one. But you're right, they're well organised. They've got the main man up
Hey,
front.
playing a good side. They played well the other night.
Yeah, well, you've got beat 3-2.
And drew
And
with
actually,
Cameroon.
first half you were so bad that you could have been 5 down. Second half you played quite well, and then you got the draw.
5 down.
Could have been at half time. Gee, you were hopeless. Hopeless.
When last did the Southern Hemisphere side go to the Northern Hemisphere and win the World Cup?
Yeah.
When last to the Southern Hemisphere side? Wait, let me think about this.
That's the south is the bottom half of the world.
It's
Yeah,
called
they're in
the
the
equator.
bottom.
Yes.
Yeah,
The
so
big dotted line that goes around the earth.
It's not actually dotted, it's just imaginary. But anyway, go on.
And it's going to take me some time. You carry on. So who do you think is going to win? No, I'm going to go through. Where was the World Cup between 1994? Where was it in 1990?
In 1990 was in Italy.
In 94, Brazil won in America.
Yeah.
So that was one, but I don't know.
But was that the
after.
last one?
Was that the
Maybe
last
Italy?
one?
I asked you.
Didn't Italy win in Brazil?
There was a Northern Hemisphere team that won in the Southern Hemisphere. Does
Yeah,
that count?
that's not
Wait,
what I asked
Brazil
you.
won in 2002 as well.
There we go.
In
And that
Korea.
effectively is the
Yeah.
Northern Hemisphere.
Yeah.
South
Oh, is
Korea
it?
is in the Northern Hemisphere.
I was there. I was there.
Where?
North Korea?
South Korea?
Weren't you an ambassador or something for that?
I was, yep, for a Nedbank.
Were you?
Yeah.
Did you get any umbrellas?
Oh, got hundreds of them. It was wet there too.
What about the last game on tomorrow, Terry? Germany against
I've
Cameroon.
gone, I mean,
Germany's
can you
second
believe
side.
Germany? It's just, well, it's an under-24 side. That's what it is, basically. I mean, there's not one player from 2014 participating in this. Some have retired, some are injured, and some are rested. So, and they do look at inexperience as well. But, you know, for all, when you go to a World Cup, it's only a year away now, you've got to have a bigger squad than what you've got. And this is what it's all about, is having a look at players in this kind of pressure and preparing for a year down the road. Them and Mexico have done that a little bit. Chile, as you say, are pretty well set with what they've got. And then Portugal, of course, being what they are. Those four look to have been the best sides and look as if they're going to be the four sides to qualify for the semi-finals. Where you've got to be a little bit, I suppose, sharper is where you're going to finish first or second, who you may want to play against. I think,
To be the best, you've got to beat the best.
Who's going to win it?
I'm with you at the moment. I think Chile. Look,
no, he
was
likes
it?
Chile.
Yeah, I think
Well, who do
Chile.
you like?
I mean, which is bad news. If he tips Chile, you know you've got no leading chance.
Nico likes them too.
Oh, does he? That'd make a lot of difference.
And you can get 3-1 on Sanchez to be the top scorer, which is not a bad.
Yeah, not a bad bet. Yeah.
I was actually.
The trouble was they sat him on the bench for the first game, didn't they? And you don't know, as I say, you don't know exactly how they're going to go for the lineups with these particular games because they could lose and still go through, you know. So you've got to be a little bit careful.
Ricky, what I do want to ask you, we're going to finish the segment with football. We'll chat about Formula 1 and golf after the next race from Australia. Have you guys got betting for next season's Premier League up yet?
Oh, I just sort of thought about that. I was going to do a...
No, they should be betting up.
Should be.
I looked for it. The fixtures are out.
It's up.
Well, all fixtures are out.
But World Sports Betting do have, apparently. The guys inside are getting on because we want to hear you. I know there's a lot of transfers.
Oh, we can't do it yet, mate. You've got to wait.
Of course you can.
Yeah, you've got to wait and see who comes in.
Of course it'll change, but
He wants an early.
I've told you before, the time to back is the end of September. That's the time to get in.
What, so people can't have a bet now?
No, of course you can have a bet now if you want, but who knows?
Well, help them.
Who are they going to bring in? I don't know who they're going to bring in.
You just told us you're 12 from 12.
Sanchez might go to
Man City.
To Man City, who might go to Chelsea.
Ronaldo might go to United.
Exactly right. So, you know, if he goes, he goes. If he don't, he don't. What are you going to do?
Well, you know, but
I mean, listen, the impossible things I can do, miracles take a bit longer for me.
Have you backed Southampton yet, Terry?
I haven't, not yet. No.
What about your new man, Mohamed Saleh?
What about him?
What do you know about him?
I tell you what, when he came from Switzerland, I thought he was the best wide player I'd seen. When he went to Chelsea, I don't know what happened there, whether Mourinho just didn't fancy him or not and booted him out. But now he's come back.
Well, if you're spoilt for resources like they are at Chelsea, then you're going to have some good players who don't get game time.
That's what I'm saying. Yeah.
So we shouldn't necessarily judge him on his time at Chelsea. I think obviously he will get proper game time at Liverpool. But there's going to be competition there as well.
Well, where are they going to play him?
Well, we are out of time. We can discuss this off air. We need to go over to Doomben. We're shutting home the second half of Dom's double. So let's hope that everyone gets off to a good start on the Saturday with Doomben race number 7.
This July, stand a chance to win an all-inclusive trip to the Melbourne Cup in Australia with the World Sports Betting July 6. Place any racing bet of 50 Rand or more before the 1st of July 2017 to enter. Great consolation prizes up for grabs. Predict the first 6 horses to cross the line in mid-July and win. Enter now at www.wsb.co.za. Terms and conditions apply. World Sports Betting. Bet with the best.
O'Reilly.
Yeah, explosive here a couple of starts ago, and no luck from the draw last time out, but she'll have to be used again.
Yeah, but I think she can come across with the favourite here, so I think she can pop in outside the lead. She's a beauty. Look, she fought to the finish the other day.
11 is Bid-Eye Babe.
Yeah, real tough little customer from the Heathcote stable. Look, not without a place chance.
Yeah, wide and dropped out last time. This is harder.
12 is Nancy.
She's been pretty unlucky this preparation. If she gets a great ride from Jay Lloyd, she could be in it.
Yeah, she's the right style of race for her, but a long time out of the winner's circle for me.
Kinshachi, number 13.
Yeah, good under a big weight at Ipswich last week, and all runs this prep have been pretty good.
I just would have preferred a little bit wetter track for her.
14 is Prompt Response.
Well, she's the worry, isn't she? She's the 3-year-old that maps well. She's got great form here at the moment and a good stable.
Yeah, she's a beauty. She's a terrific filly. Never runs a bad race, and she won't here. She's got a great racing style and one of the chances.
X-Dean, as we've seen already on the track. 16, Rare Occurrence.
Yeah, pretty faultless form this time in for this 3-year-old filly. Look, she's going to press forward a little bit, and, you know, maybe she could be there fighting out a place.
Yeah, I just thought this race was a touch out of a range.
And Maternal, the emergency, gets a run.
Yeah, good winner last time out with 54.5, so she's got to step it up and carry equal weights here, makes it a bit tougher.
Yeah, it was a good ride last week too. That helped the chances, place chance at best.
Now, late mail, Ron Duversey.
3, 6, 14, 15. I think if she gets across, gets half a rest, she wins 3 in her time. Dangers. 6, French Emotion at odds. 14, Prompt Response, Misconsistency, and X-Dean is an up-and-comer. 3, 6, 14, 15.
Oh, I think she's a star and she deserves to win this in her time. Over the 15, X-Dean, I think she's got good timing. I love the month between runs. Sold for Song, the best of the locals, and 14, Prompt Response. 3, 15, 9 and 14.
Okay, let's hear from 3 trainers. Adrian Bott, Kurt Gold, Goldman and Chris Lees. Here they are. You're back here for the big one with Prompt Response. How's she done?
She done brilliantly. Very happy with her between runs. As we said a couple of weeks ago, this was always her target, her main aim today. So hopefully we've got her peaking on the right day.
Okay, you've drawn a nice alley. Where are you going to be?
Look, I think similar to last time. I think we've got a perfect draw, ideal draw. She maps well. A lot of speed on the outside of her. So hopefully we get a nice cosy run and we'll be there at the finish. Good luck. Thanks very much.
Kurt Eckstein, you bypassed Stradbroke Day completely. What was the reason?
Look, she's just a naturally fit kind of a horse. Similar approach what we did in the summer in December when she came out and won her first listed race. She'd actually had 6 weeks between runs due to a meeting getting called off. So we just thought just keeping her fresh. I always felt that third up was going to be her best. The horse had a peak. I just felt that if we had have run a Stradbroke Day that we may not have been able to sort of back up here. In another hard run. So we just felt that this was the best option of her trying to obviously, claim that Group 1.
Do alleys mean much to her?
I don't think so. High pressure race like this, I always felt that we're going to be better drawn a little bit out wide. She's not foolproof yet. She can still get on the bridle and want to throw her head and over a race. So it just gives Corey a few more options being out there, I feel, rather than tucked away on the fence. If they were to put the brakes on, like I said, she's not there yet to sort of be able to ride her exactly, how a race would unfold. So like I said, just gives her a few more options being out there.
Good luck.
Thank you. Chris, how is Danish Twist going?
Look, I'm really happy with the work at home. She went into a race at Rosehill, a little on the fresh side, and might have just found the 1400 little stretch for her. Late, she just probably blew out. She's had a couple of nice solid gallops since. Most importantly, she's got a good draw, which is very important for any horse, but especially her. She can race a little fierce in the early stages. So from a nice draw, I can see her settling a little closer than what she sometimes does, and that'll give her every chance.
And you've given the ride to Kobe Jennings a reward.
Yeah, look, she's a difficult horse to ride, and he's rated twice for a win in the June Stakes 12 months ago, and he done nothing wrong on her most recent run. So I'm happy to give him that opportunity.
Okay, let's go behind the barriers. Chantel, how do these fillies and mares look?
Look, majority of them look fantastic in her time. She came round here with the pony lovely and relaxed, and she's just been loaded into the gates, and you couldn't be more impressed with the way how the way she got round here. Eckstein, she was really good today. It was great to see her a little bit more relaxed than we saw her last start. So all positive over here.
Let's get a market mover from Nick Quinn from tab.com.au.
It's without a doubt in her time, was 350 into 280 over the last couple of days. Today has been 280 all the way down to 250, just out slightly to 260, but clearly the best backed runner. Prompt Response has been popular late, 850 into 8. If you're chasing a roughie, number 6, French Emotion, 26 into 23, but there'll be a huge cheer of the favourite in her time, can take out today's feature race.
Interesting first 200 coming up here, Duff.
Yeah, I'm expecting Parr to be positive. I'm expecting Collett to be positive on Bonnie O'Reilly, and Prompt Response will just take the sit off them from in close with Tycoon Tara.
Huey Bowman sits on 13 Group 1 wins. He moves in on French Emotion. Here's the last Group 1 of the season, the Sky Racing Tattersalls Tiara.
Sky Racing Tats Tiara, last Group 1 of the carnival. Red light. Set now, racing, and away well. There was Maternal on the outside with Egyptian Symbol. Danish Twisters going forward. In her time is back second last early. Tycoon Tara's in front now from Miss Gunpowder. Kicking up as Kinshaki over on the inside. Rare Occurrence going forward. Bonnie O'Reilly out wider from Danish Twist and Prompt Response. Maternal's in that clump as well at the 950 metre mark and going forward. Eckstein on the outside. A length and a half away to Sold for Song, with also there as Bid-O Babe Nancy. Egyptian Symbol over on the inside. Miss Cover Girl in her time back second and third last on the outside, and French Emotion last of all, 9 lengths off the speed. Tycoon Tara just in front. They're a bit bunched here. Going forward, Bonnie O'Reilly on the outside. Tycoon Tara just in front, however. Handy as well as Maternal on the outside, and just in behind those horses there, out wider as in her time. She's creeping forward, saving ground. Kinshaki over on the inside, and Miss Gunpowder is the next one from Sold for Song. 350 metres metres left to go. Tycoon Tara's in front from Bonnie O'Reilly. Rare Occurrence coming through. Kinshaki in her time down the outside. Soul for Song and Prompt Response back nearer the inside. Tycoon Tara still in front. In her time, tries on the outside. Latest Prompt Response. Tycoon Tara's in front. Prompt Response on the outside. Tycoon Tara, Prompt Response. Tycoon Tara has just won the Tats Tiara from Prompt Response. It's a photo third in her time and Sold for Song. Next in Kinshaki from French Emotion, Miss Cover Girl, Biddo Babe, Danish Twist, Egyptian Symbol, Nancy, Rare Occurrence. Then we had Bonnie O'Reilly, Miss Gunpowder, Maternal, and next time was Lasts.
Well, I'm taking a cue here from Terry Payne, who said I must be more critical of jockeys after Ryan Moore's ride at Royal Ascot on Thursday. Why is he going 8 wide?
It wasn't 8 wide, it was the draw that stung him. I mean, he couldn't get in, they've flown.
Had to drop it back.
Had to drop it. He tried to make his ground, and he's always going to have to go round horses.
Yeah.
You can't blame him for that, and, you know, very unlucky. But Dom did say that the draw might just be the problem, and it certainly was.
Jockeys.
Listen, matey, can I ask you a question, to be fair?
Certainly.
Not at you.
Oh.
Those jeans, I mean...
I know, I've looked at those. I think it's the worst thing I've ever seen in my life.
It's disgrace.
Because he fell over outside.
And the shoes. Go to Tacky Town at a...
What's his name? Bran? What's his name?
Brahm. They're giving them away, almost. You get a decent pair for the price you won't believe, and they don't sell jeans, but there's a shop next door at Woodmead who does sell jeans. I mean, matey, come on. You got a few bob now.
How the producer lets you come on like that, I don't know.
Won't happen next week.
Do you know any good tailors?
Do I know any...
you don't know any... You don't know what a tailor is.
Exactly.
My father was a tailor. No?
Was he?
He was a gambling man. House of the Rising Sun. My mother was a tailor, was it? The lyrics?
I haven't got a clue what you're talking about.
Yeah, what are you doing?
House of the Rising Sun by the Animals.
Yeah.
Oh, the Animals.
There is a house in New Orleans.
Yes. Called the Rising Sun. My father was a tailor. My father was a gambling man. Aren't those the lyrics?
Go on.
That's the only tailor I know. The guy from the Rising Sun.
Anyone's got a jean shop, please give us a
Was that Eric Bird?
Your daughter's name's Taylor. There's a tailor that I know.
Yeah. She's been down for a week on holiday.
In
Is she
Joburg.
here still?
No, she's gone back up to near Botswana now to another game farm. Just have a look.
Oh, my mate's gone to Botswana.
He said so. Might have passed him on the road, Terry.
Maybe in that place he's gone.
Do you fly over it?
I've never been there, no.
Right, what I want to ask Ricky about is the trip to the Melbourne Cup that World Sports Betting may give a lucky punter a trip to the Melbourne Cup. I'd love to go. Now, what do we have to do with all that?
Okay, so every day on the July, if you take a bet of 50 Rand or more on the July main race, you'll be able to go to a page where you've got to select the first 6 horses in finishing order for the main race.
Sure.
And it is difficult to get, but if you get that right, you're going to win a trip for 2 to the Melbourne Cup in Australia.
That's worth a few bob, let me tell you.
And there are consolation prizes. Obviously, if you get 5 out of 6, you'll get a trip for 2 to the Queen's Plate. 4 out of 6, you'll get a betting voucher. So it's, if you miss out, it's not all...
Do you get expenses paid as well for your stay in Aussie?
We'll
talk about that.
Trip for 2 hotel flights. We'll give you some spending money.
Business
don't
class,
worry.
is it?
Oh, don't push it.
I
mean, Gary Lenson's the only person.
It's a long flight. It's 14 hours. It's a long flight.
They don't have business class on Qantas, do they? Just have the...
No,
And it would have to be 2 flights because you're going to fly to Sydney and then from Sydney you'd have to fly to Melbourne.
Melbourne,
So,
yeah. It's a long flight, eh? 14 hours straight to Sydney.
48 hours?
14.
But the nice thing is...
You and I flew it. We
You
did
can
it.
take a bet every day, 50 Rand or 100 Rand or whatever. And
You can
just
go
get
in as
an
many times
entry.
as you like, yeah.
Well, it's 1 per day.
Yes.
But for now until July, you've got a week to
That's
do
a cracking trip, eh?
So
Absolutely.
just think about the selections first. But it's just a risk-free entry, so
Correct.
it's just a promotion.
And Melbourne
Go for
Cup's on many people's bucket list.
Yeah.
Is it on yours?
Nope.
Hey, you won't live that long, will you?
I wouldn't, not that trip. Jeez.
How long was it? How's that flight?
Forever. Someone's going to the moon.
How's that flight coming back? We hit the roof almost, wasn't it? It was shocking. Remember that?
Shocking.
I actually screamed. I thought it was the end of it.
Yep.
That was a few years ago. What's that, about 10 years ago now? Isn't it?
Longer than that.
Is that with the pasta
That's
Pasta
it.
kid.
The pasta kid, yep.
Oh, shocking. I'm never going on a trip with you guys. What about the Azerbaijan Grand Prix? Ever been to Azerbaijan?
No, thank you.
Ever been to Azerbaijan?
No.
Ever been to Azerbaijan?
I can't say I have, but it looks like...
Where is it?
It looks like a beautiful place.
It does.
It does. There's the betting. Sebastian Vettel 12-10, Hamilton 2-1. How much money do you guys hold with Formula One? There must be quite a few people that enjoy it.
Yeah, obviously you get your mates, motorsports enthusiasts who come week after week. It's more your diehards, the same guys playing it.
Do they bet in running there?
They do?
Yeah.
You do that as well?
Yeah.
And that's also quite exciting.
But he finished 12th, didn't he, in the first Hamilton?
In the practice race.
Yeah.
Max
that's why
Verstappen's
he's
a great
drifted.
price.
He was also a shorter. He was like... I think he
You
was
could probably
12th
put a few
before.
bob in for Verstappen taking somebody out because it's a tight course.
Yeah,
every
but
circuit and
he's the fastest, and 8-1. That's a decent price, isn't it?
8-1 Verstappen. The fact that he was fastest in both practices, as Rod said, I think it could be a good price there.
what a great surname for a driver, Formula One driver.
Verstappen.
And then there's also Lance Stroll.
He's Canadian, isn't he?
He is too.
Oh, good knowledge, Rod. What about the winning constructor? Ferrari, Mercedes, both 12-10. Red Bull 17-4. Force India 65-1. By the way, Liam, is Vijay Mallya still under house arrest?
Is he? I don't know.
Are you the person who knows all these
I'm
things?
not sure if he's still under house arrest. I'm surprised that Haas is so far down, though. You'd expect a little bit more.
Really?
Yeah.
Well, what do you know about Haas?
No, it's fine.
There's an in-joke when you all missed it. Help us.
Yeah. no, it's funny.
It's gone
You expect
over.
more. I mean, that's what I'm trying to say.
From me or from Haas?
From you.
Okay. If that's obvious, I'm sorry, I've completely missed it. Right, so that's the Formula One. So a winner
Are
for
we
you?
done with it?
Well, a winner for you?
Look, I think the season's starting up quite nicely. It will have to be between Vettel and Hamilton. I think the rivalry is heating up quite nicely. There are some subplots because of the way Raikkonen and Vettel, their rivalry at Ferrari. I think that is going to be something to watch out for in the next couple of weeks. But for this race...
There's only 4 cars that can win it.
Yeah.
I mean,
And with that Constructors' Championship, I was looking 12-10 Mercedes and Ferrari. I think it's quite a safe bet if you could actually back both. You're not going to make a fortune, but
Yes.
you can turn a little bit of a profit.
100%.
Vettel was unlucky in the last race. I mean, he got clipped early on.
Yes.
First corner, basically, and that sitting back. But he came back and still, got into the places. And, it was a very good race for him in the end. But, of course, he lost ground in terms of the championship to Hamilton.
What about that funny little turn? Did you see it on the news where Verstappen hit? It's like a funny little... Is it a road track, obviously, this
Yeah,
one?
it's
Yeah, it's a street
street
You
circuit.
see where they hit? It's like a little...
chicane.
Well, I don't know what it is. Did
Corner?
you see it? No, I know it's a corner. I'm not going to do it then. I mean, did you guys watch
Like
the
that.
crashes?
Is it like that or like that?
It's like-
Like that? Just like that.
okay, move on.
Oh, what a nightmare. All right, Techie Town competition. Let's chat about that quickly and see what's going on. The 1,000 Rand weekly Techie Town competition was won by Deploy. Last week's winner was Johnny Wilkinson. Well done for getting that right. TH Deploy, the winner of the 1,000 Rand Techie Town competition. Right, what about this week? What's going on? Of course, it is the start of the series, the big one between the All Blacks and the British and Irish Lions. Who is the most recent New Zealander to play rugby and cricket for New Zealand? Is it A. You're not New Zealander, Rod. Yeah. A. Zambrook, B. Jeff Wilson, or C. Daniel Carter? Who of those played for the All Blacks and the Black Caps? I think Rod's onto a good thing here.
Good player. He was a good player, eh?
He was indeed. Please answer with your name and surname. Competition closes on Monday at 6 o'clock. SMS your answer to 44472. Terms and conditions apply. SMS costs 50 cents per entry. Standard rates apply. And Terry, go to Techie Town and get your pair.
Okay, thank you.
And don't you talk.
Yeah,
Put
right.
yourself up there. You've got loads of cash. Get in there. Why don't you buy your mum and dad anniversary flying to Durban tomorrow? Why don't you go and buy them a nice pair of shoes? You can get vouchers
It's not
as well.
travelling like that, are you?
No, you're not.
Hey?
It's embarrassing.
No, I'm going in a vest.
Can I ask you, would
You
you
ought to invest in some clothes.
Yeah, no, come on, buddy. It's poor, isn't it? It's poor.
You enjoyed that. That was probably your worst joke in a year.
That's a cracker, mate. Yeah,
Funny that.
Not very
Didn't
good.
get it for a start, did you?
Right, best bets. This is what I think. I think Germany and Chile are both going to win tomorrow. I think the British and Irish Lions on the handicap, I think they'll finish within 11 points. And today at Kenilworth, race 4, Rosenbloom to win at 5-2. Get on. Anton Marcus comes to town and he's riding at Kenilworth today.
Is that track in Cape Town?
That is in Cape Town.
That one.
That one? No, that one's fictional, but Kenilworth with one N.
Who's this?
Me. All Blacks, they're the best side I've ever seen. They are. They've only played one game, but I think they're going to beat that spread. I think they'll be too good. And I'm going to go with England to beat South Africa just for the home ground advantage. Hard to pick T20 winners, but I'll stick with those two.
Gary hasn't forgotten about us, by the way. He has sent his selections for the week. Don't forget there's that special with Gary, but we'll get to him in just a moment. Liam, you're keeping it to what you know very well.
Well, I better, I think. South Africa, I think they're onto something good, and I think Ellis Park, it's another ally for them, Ellis Park, but of course they've got a poor record against France at Ellis Park, but they'll beat the spread. And I think the first half will be a very closely contested affair. Things also in the wet conditions, I think it will be quite wet in Auckland.
And you've gone for the Lions to beat the spread?
Yeah, it'll be tight.
Gee.
And there's yours, Terry.
Yep, there we are.
Portugal to beat New Zealand. All right, that's a tick in the box.
That's 2 to 10. Okay, let's
Mexico to draw, 9-4. Go on.
Okay.
Well, your mob.
Yeah.
I actually like all of Terry's selection. That's actually a very good.
Well, of course you do. He's sticking you out.
Yeah. Very good.
No, that
Thank you.
By the way, your son has deleted Gary's best bets, lad.
Thank goodness.
I think Gary's best bet was New Zealand on the minus.
Oh, really?
On the handicap.
On the handicap. Minus, and it was when it was 11.5. So,
well, I want to ask you, Gary's obviously got a World Sports Betting account because he's sick.
Well, not like us. We're waiting.
Yeah, wink, wink, nudge, nudge. But off the record, well, actually on the record, how's Gary's punting with you guys? He must be donating quite a bit.
we're donating to him.
Oh, really?
He's in good form at the moment.
Gary is.
Yeah.
Okay, well, that's good to know.
Guys around.
When Gary comes back, we'll tap him on the back. But he's been doing a good job. Ricky, thanks very much for coming in. Thanks for all that. So all those promotions that you guys have got running, Melbourne Cup trip there and everything else going on with World Sports Betting. Busy week coming up for you, I'm sure.
Yeah, the biggest two are that is that July 6 promotion to win a trip to the Melbourne Cup.
Yep.
Obviously, you're expecting it to be very busy. And that deposit bonus, which the 20% extra, which is valid until the 22nd of July.
Okay.
So it's not just until the main race. You've still got almost a month to take advantage of that.
Okay, so open an account and you'll have all those at your disposal.
And it's for existing customers.
Have you still got that one if you put 3,000 and you'll match it with 3,000?
That's for, yes, if you open an account.
Yeah.
So
See? I really.
Yeah.
That's the one we should go in, matey.
Terry's got all the vouchers.
Yeah.
I'm sure he does. He's not spending them either, guaranteed. Liam, thanks very much. Enjoy the rugby with, what, 100,000 people today?
50-odd thousand, but yeah, it'll feel like that.
Be cold, eh? Cold today.
Always Ellis Park.
What are you up to today, Tal?
I mean, nothing too much. I'm going to watch the golf, actually.
Take the dogs for a walk?
No, I'll take the dogs for a walk when I leave here, but I'm going to watch the golf. BMW, I think it's good. Some good players playing there.
Yeah.
Who'd you fancy, Liam?
I've
Have
got
you not
a
watching
fancy.
it? Have you?
Patrick Reed.
Patrick Reed?
Yes.
That's in America.
That's what I'm talking about.
I'm talking about the
BMW.
top one, the BMW.
Oh, there's a certainty there as well.
Who'd you like there?
What's his name just off the pace?
Sergio. You'd say that. It's the only one you know.
Oh, I know them all. Okay.
What
Right. Enjoy the
Game park.
Where the
Game
Wild
park.
Rhino.
Is it any televisions there?
They don't need telly.
Don't you?
No, you get
So
out
you're not
there.
going to watch any?
No, I'm going to enjoy the wildlife, mate.
Have you told us where you're going?
Yeah.
Yes, you actually have.
Go in the black.
Rhino.
Black Rhino. All right, as long as he doesn't go to Black Rock. Right, that's it for all of us. Thanks very much for watching World Sports Betting Morning Show. Open an account, have all those specials. Enjoy the rest of your Saturday. We'll see you again next week on Vodacom Durban Gelado.